Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Labor Day week Bullring presented by Raceface Digital. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard, and we have got a great show for you today. Tim Bryant's going to join us, as well as Donnie Wilson. Toby Christie will be here. Tom Gossar from the Divorce Compact Touring Series,
my favorite,
which I know you love, and Shelby Thompson will be here. And, you know, the thing about Labor Day week shows is it's kind of ironic because you get Labor Day Monday off if you're lucky.
Yeah, but then Tuesday's very laborious.
It creates more work. You came into the office today, and I mean, we didn't even talk because I've just had my head down, and
we were on a mission.
Yeah, we were on a mission, but we got it done, and a lot of great stories coming out of this past weekend. Donnie Wilson getting that win at Winchester, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was very cool.
Seeing what he's done as an owner, and I also understand that when we come back after this break, Tim Bryant might actually have a little snowball derby news for us.
Well,
That's not what we're having him on about, but...
Well, there's always snowball derby news, but I'm honored that he's choosing to tell us here on the show.
Yeah, and if we decide to bring the Miss Snowball pageant back to Racing America, Jess has already told me she's going to get in it again.
Well, Alan said that he's submitting an entry on my behalf.
Yeah. Well, we got a few things. I'm not going to. Any way that I say it's not going to sound good. So I think we'll take a break right now. And when we come back, we're going to actually talk to Tim Bryant about what he's got cooking up for the Snowball Derby and more at Five Flags.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
I'm Joe Gibbs, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bullring presented by Raceface Digital. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard. And our first guest today on the poll is a guy we know pretty well here at Racing America, and I know you folks do too. That's Tim Bryant from Five Flags Speedway. And Tim, I appreciate you joining us. And we're coming off Labor Day here, but no rest for the weary, huh?
No, hell, I tell you, we had a good Labor Day weekend, was able to take in some great racing courtesy of Racing America. Thank you guys for that. No racing here at Five Flags this past weekend, but we do have one of two Night of Champions, as we call it, coming up this Saturday night. We'll have our championship races for our Outlaw division, our Pro Truck division, the Sportsman division, and our Pure Stocks. Those 4 division champions will be crowned this Saturday night here as we move to Saturday in September.
Well, Tim, I really hope you were able to find some time to kind of recharge, because you're heading into this coming weekend, which is a Night of Champions. Then you got the following, I think it's the following 2 weeks from then. You got another, we're rescheduling a race that was supposed to happen back in July. another huge event, and then once all the crowning of the champions is done, then you go into your biggest event of the year. I mean, it's
What's
really
that?
the Snowball Derby for those that don't know. And I mean, it really doesn't end for you until mid-December, does it? I mean, it's full steam ahead for you guys.
It's full steam ahead, Jess. And in between our two races here at Five Flags, I'm going to be able to make my first trip ever to Ron Drager's Toledo Speedway for the ASA Stars event up there. Looking forward to getting to Toledo and having a good super late model event up there as well. And then, of course, the following week, we'll be back here with what actually is kind of shaping it up to be one of the biggest weekends we've ever had here. We had, as you said, the rain out in July. We had a doubleheader scheduled July 21st and 22nd. Rained out the Saturday night event. So we rescheduled it for September 22nd, which was the night before our championship race. So in essence, another doubleheader coming up for the Supers, September 22nd and 23rd. We'll have our Alan Turner Pro Late Model Series Championship also on the 23rd, as well as the rescheduled Modified Mayhem race that night. Our Crown Stock Division Championship will coexist with the Supers on Friday night, September 22nd. So by the end of September, we're going to have champions named in all of those divisions, including the ASA Southern Super Series champion, which will be crowned here on September 23rd as well. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, I can only imagine if it's a mouthful how much work it's going to be. Does anything for that Blizzard race that's going to be on Friday night, the 22nd, does anything from July carry over to that race, or are you basically starting over?
No, we're actually starting over. We had lost qualifying and everything else on that particular night. So we're starting over. We got we'll qualify. We'll do our quick 8 redraw and run 100 laps on Friday night, and then we'll do it all over again on Saturday night, which, as I say, will be our championship event. So there'll be no Thursday night practice. Our testing deadline is Thursday, September 14th for anybody in pros or supers that might want to join us that weekend. We've already had some calls, and we're expecting a really good field of cars for that weekend.
So much exciting stuff going on these two championship weekends, but I'm sure planning has already started for the Snowball Derby. Anything that you need to update us on? Any announcements?
Well, listen, you know what, guys, the planning for the Snowball Derby starts the day after the last Snowball Derby, and it seems like it's turned into a year-round event for us. We always try to make sure that we're able to maintain and improve our event from year to year. We do our best at that anyway. So already working on that. I will say our entry blank is ready to go out. Our entry blank for the Snowball Derby will be out next Tuesday, September the 12th at 5 p.m. Central Time. Took us a little longer than we wanted to. We were trying to get some things situated in several manners, one of which was the purse. I'm happy to say, although we've never felt like the Snowball Derby, the prestigiousness of that race, and of course it's been in existence since 1968. We're really careful not to take much credit for that. A lot of people have had a hand in making the Snowball Derby what it is, but this year we are going to raise the purse a bit, $35,000 to the winner, and probably just as importantly as that, we've put some money in the middle part of the purse. The Snowball Derby, the 56th annual Snowball Derby presented by Hooters, will pay $2,000 to start.
Tim, that's more than a little bit. That's you had me thinking you just going to add a couple of $100 to it or something, but that's a pretty big deal. I don't mean to interrupt, but that's pretty big.
Well, we think it's a big deal, but as I say, Alan, this isn't a race that's necessarily about the money. It's terribly expensive to come run this race, and we know that, and we're cognizant of that, and we've tried every way we could to try to figure out ways to make it less expensive without jeopardizing the integrity of the race. So that being said, we were able to do that. The Alan Turner Snowflake 100 the night before, again, will pay $7,000. And again, with a $3,000 bonus to the winner. So in essence, that's a $10,000 to win 100 lap race for the pro late models. We know that's going to be big as well. Pro late model racing is really healthy as the fall races roll around. And on a side note, I want to tell you that we were also able to achieve some monies to go in every division associated with the Snowball Derby, the pure stock race that opens the Snowball Derby on Thursday night of Snowball Derby week is equally important to those guys. And so we've been able to raise the purses slightly in all of the divisions, and we're really, really proud for that.
Well, that's some exciting news, and I appreciate you sharing it with us, Tim. Good luck.
One other thing I might mention, Alan, if I could, with the entries coming out this Tuesday, there is a little bit of an incentive for early entries. We will do our Snowball Derby qualifying drawdown on Wednesdays like we always do, and we will do that by order of entry. A lot of times guys want to hang around to see what their qualifying draw is for qualifying night, either Friday night or Saturday for the Snowflake. And yet a lot of them have spent a long day here at the track, and they're wanting to get out and go to dinner or whatever. And so anyway, we're doing the qualifying drawdown by order of entry. And in addition to that, by order of entry, we're going to do our technical inspections on Wednesday. We always do our top 10 in Blizzard Series points first, and our top 10 in Alan Turner Snowflake 100 points first. And then we do safety inspections in People's Pit and then send them to tech. And this year, we're going to do that by order of entry. So the earlier guys get those entries in, the quicker they can get through the technical inspection process on Wednesday. So again, next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central Time, the Snowball Derby and Snowflake 100 entry links will be live, and we'll look forward to seeing the entries come in for that event.
Well, Tim, thanks for sharing that news with us.
It's on my calendar.
Yeah, I'm sure mine too. And we wish you the best of luck this weekend and in 2 weeks. And obviously, we want folks down there, but if you're somewhere on the other side of the world and you want to watch, you can watch here on Racing America. Again, thanks, Tim, and if we can help you with anything, let us know.
Thank you, guys. We look forward to seeing you down the road.
All right, that's Tim Bryant from Five Flags Speedway. When we come back, we're going to talk to our ASA CRA Super Series winner from Winchester this past weekend, Donnie Wilson.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
So my parents, they were just huge race fans. As they grew, well, my dad, when he grew up as a kid, his next door neighbor was, his family was into sprint car racing. So then when my mom and dad started dating, when they were in high school or whatever, they went to races and then still go to lots of races. Took me and my sister to a ton of races to watch growing up, and then he built me a go-kart when I was 4 just to kind of play around with. They had like a fun kart track that him and his buddies from work would race, and I would kind of go out there and just play around. And then I started racing when I was 7 competitively, and really been racing most weekends ever since. So yeah, start out in go-karts from 7 to 14, and then sprint cars and midgets from, well, when I was 14 I got in that, and still do it quite a bit. And then 2012 was my first time in a stock car.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Raceface Digital. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon, and our ASA list driver slash
He is an
owner.
A-lister.
He is, and he's back in victory lane as a driver. That is Donnie Wilson, and Donnie still got it, huh?
I guess, or I just got lucky this weekend's all I can say. The race played out pretty much like I thought it might, with my old experience, but there was some unfortunate circumstances for like 4 drivers that kind of made it a little easier. And unfortunately, one of them was my driver, so I didn't like that. But, I'm glad to get back in victory lane after I don't know how many years. It was my one race for this year that I pointed out or picked out that I was going to run. And, like I did last year at Mobile, finishing second to Bubba. But, fortunately got a win, and that's pretty cool for me. But at the same token, I feel bad for Gio because I think he would have won. But glad to bring another win to Wilson Motorsports.
Well, it wasn't any old win. I mean, this is a huge event, especially to the folks from that region. That race weekend is such a cool event to go to. It's kind of like a mini Winchester 400. The trophy was so cool. I don't know how long they've been doing the Globe, but that was awesome. Yeah. I mean, this was huge.
Yeah, the Globe's a pretty cool trophy, so I get, I always wanted a rifle for myself, and fortunately got one with Sammy as an owner. But, anytime you can win at Winchester, it's really awesome. I mean, I love the facility. I love the racetrack. It is one of my favorites. That's why I picked it to go run. And it's a big event up there, I think we should run 3 or 4 times a year at Winchester, my personal opinion, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. But, obviously we came up there to as a tune-up for the 400, which is an important race for all of us. So fortunate we could go up there, and fortunately I could run and maybe give a little insight to help the other guys that we got coming for the 400.
Well, it was good to see a good crowd up there, too. Yeah. It looked like the crowd was really good on Sunday.
Yeah.
So you've been running, or your cars have supported the new ASA Stars National Series, the next event coming up here at Toledo. We're, I don't know, more than 3/4 of the way through this season, I guess you would say. Has the series, well, how would you grade the series, and where do you think we are right now?
I grade it as a B. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that could go better. Both sides of the fence, owners, drivers, series officials. I think, they've come into a deal that, I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of it hasn't happened before at some races that we've all been to. So I think that's been a lot of growing pains. But, I think they're doing a good job. I think, they put a pretty good group of people together to run the deal, and it pays good. I like the format. It's a 10-race schedule for the year. Obviously, we have 2 guys that committed to the full season, with some others running, a decent amount of them. So, I think next year, I mean, the way it looks, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it looks like it's going to be a good deal next year. I think we still have to the rules and stuff. I mean, they're all talking about, making sure those are all fit with all the series they're trying to combine in that deal. And, growing pains is what I'm going to call it. But I think it's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, a B, that's pretty good for a whole new program the first year. And you mentioned, the rules package and how we need to continue improving there. But what would be the one thing that you've been the most impressed with in a positive way of how this season's gone?
As far as the ASA series?
Yeah.
I just think, as far as it's a professional series. They're doing that. I just think that they'll be doing good next year. I mean, I don't know how to really explain it, to be honest with you. I just think it's going good so far. It's just a hard mix to get, when you take the Southern Super Series, the CRA Series, ARCA Midwest Tour, you take all that with the different rules packages. CRA and Southern Super Series, as we know, has the same package. But when you try to mix in ARCA Midwest with the guys run the 2 barrels and some other stuff, trying to get all the cars that we can get to the racetrack. I mean, let's just be honest. The first thing we all need to do is any series, we want to get as many cars and be healthy as we can. We need to see 25 cars a race, and I don't know, honestly, if the economies hadn't affected some of the races that we've had. The car counts are down. That's something to look at, but we've got to figure out how to get more cars to the track. I think that's the number one agenda on everyone's mind, or every series should be, is how we get more to the track.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Donnie, congratulations on the win. It was great seeing you get a victory as a driver. You guys have done a heck of a job the last 2 or 3 years with this team, and I'm sure you're going to have more success this year. So, again, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you having me.
All right, Donnie Wilson, winner at Winchester. When we come back, we'll look back on Winchester and everything else that was on Racing America this past week.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th. 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Glad to have you back here with us on the Bullring this afternoon. And Jess, Tim Bryant mentioned it. A lot of folks this Labor Day weekend parked themselves down on the couch. Watched a little college football, but watched a lot of great racing here on Racing America as well.
Yep.
So that can only mean one thing.
We got a bunch of highlights to catch up on. What?
All right.
Is that what I thought that was my cue?
You did great.
Okay.
Let's go racing across America starting Saturday at Winchester Speedway with the Vors Compact Touring Series. The gray car, Sean Fredericks, grabs the early lead over Bradley Winters and Tom Gossar. But by lap 3, Tom Gossar would find himself out front. First caution waves when 14 and Joseph Jennings tags the wall and spins in turn 2. Chris Jennings' second half of the season struggles continue with him spinning in turn 4 and collecting Bradley Winters. Gossar dominates the rest of the way for the win over Trent Gossar and Jake Albright. These highlights should be fun too, Jess, by the way, because I was kind of falling asleep when I wrote them. So I'm as interested to see what's
on here.
Yeah. JXCRA All-Stars, they were at Winchester on Saturday as well. Evan Varney and Chase Berta up front for the start, with Berta taking the early lead. Here, the 24, Dylan Stovall gets under JP Crabtree. Stovall gets loose and spins, almost taking Crabtree with him in the process. Varney then goes for a solo spin in turn 4. Following a restart, the 69 of Michael Hind gets by Berta for the lead. But Berta doesn't give up, fights back to get the win by a hood length and a photo finish over Hind. Saturday, Wisconsin Speedway, part of the Boss Hog weekend, the modifieds. 09 of Ryan Ripley has the upper hand at the start over the 39 of Mike Brown. Then Scott Trask gets into Brown, who spins in turn 2 and collects several others. Ripley dominates from there for the win over Adam Chadbourne and Nick Reno. Then Sunday at Wisconsin, it is the Boss Hog 150 for the late models. Yellow cars of Josh St. Clair and Trevor Sanborn start up front at the drop of the green flag. Eventually, Max Cookson is up front, but the 14 of St. Clair fights back to retake the lead. Caution waves with 66 laps to go, and the 47 of Kelly Moore and the 18 of Kevin Douglas go for a spin. After the restart, Cookson uses a crossover move to go back to the front. Cookson leads the rest of the way over Mike Hopkins and Ryan Kuhn. Sunday, Slinger Speedway Elite 8 Super Late Models. Brad Keith in the 48, 17 of Grant Greasebox up front in the early going. Then it comes down to a battle between the Prunties, Uncle Dennis in the lead 42 car, until he spins off the front bumper of nephew Alex. That's never good.
Nope.
That's true. Then the battle for second between the 92 of R.J. Braun and Jacob Nottestad sends the 97 car of Nottestad spinning into the infield that could have been the save of the year.
You in the saves of the year.
No, I still think it was Gavin Graham. All right, Alex Prunty leads the rest of the way for his second straight Elite 8 Super Late Model win. Finally, Sunday at Hermiston Speedway in Oregon, Northwest Super Late Model Series, the 17 of Steve Thompson grabs the early advantage over the 54 of Shelby Thompson. Doesn't take long, though, for the white 55 of Hayden Plybon to bypass Thompson for the lead. That's Steve Thompson. Thompson ends up spinning after contact with Max Schroeder on the front stretch. Plybon leads until late in the race when Shelby Thompson and the one of Casey Klein drop him back third. Thompson pulls away from there to win over Klein and Plybon.
Yeehaw.
And there's one question that I know you have coming out of that highlight.
Well, I want to know if Steve and Shelby Thompson are related, and there was someone else in that we had a lot of. I think there's a lot of relatives in these highlights.
Yeah. Well, we'll find.
I'll ask.
I don't know. We can ask and find out.
It's just so interesting to me.
Hey, if it's interesting to you, it's probably interesting to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what else is interesting to Jess?
What?
Well, that's in another segment, because coming up next, Toby Christie is going to join us to talk about this past weekend's Cup Series action at Darlington and get us ready for kids.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing. Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
It feels really good, honestly, just to get a win and finally win at this track. Like you said, we've led lots of laps here. So, I mean, to lead lots of laps here, you have to be good, at a number of different races through the different years. But, yeah, this is just a track that I really enjoy, suits my style, and, just haven't won yet here. So it was good to do it today. I knew we were going to have a good car. We just didn't qualify as good as we had hoped, and honestly drove through the field way better than I thought that I would. And they did a really good job on the pit sequences to cycle us in front of people, and then from then on you kind of just try to manage your race. And Denny was really good too, so he was going to be hard to beat without his mishap. But once whatever happened to them happened, you kind of opened the door for a few more guys to possibly win, and we kept ourselves in the game enough to get it done. I got in the wall some point in the third stage, and then you kind of had to nurse it to the next pit stop, and then things just worked out. Your team executed when we needed to.
Well, Kyle Larson coming off a big crown jewel this win at the Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway, cements his place in the playoffs and goes on to the next round. Joining us now from Racing America, our editor-in-chief, Toby Christie. Toby joining us. And Toby, were you able to make it down to Darlington?
I was. It was a fun week. A little hot down there in Darlington, but turned out to be a pretty good weekend of action. Lots of fans, too.
I'm sorry, but you don't know what hot is, man. That was cool at Darlington this weekend. I've sat in the stands at Darlington in 1997, and people were in the stands dying of heat stroke, literally.
Literally?
Yeah, there were a couple people died of heat stroke.
Well, I was in a diaper in 1997.
All right. Toby.
Now we all feel old. Good.
Now I'm in a diaper now.
It always comes back around. It's full circle. That's what life is. It's
great.
That's right.
That's why we like racing. It's all in a circle.
That's right.
So, what do you think we learned here coming out of Darlington? We obviously know, as I said, Kyle Larson's moving on in the playoffs. Who's in trouble leaving Darlington, you think?
I would say Michael McDowell unquestionably is in trouble. I really had high hopes for them, and I know they had high hopes going into this with how they ran at Darlington last year. They tried a different package out last time in the spring, which didn't work out well, and they were going to go back to the tried and true.
Yeah, whatever they
package.
did this time didn't work either.
No, it did not work, and they inevitably got caught up in a crash towards the end, and that was it. So they are not happy about how things have started. They're hopeful things can turn around, but they're the ones in trouble for sure. I think Ricky Stenhouse Jr., though, on the flip side, looked like he was in trouble, had an early pit road speeding penalty, came back from that. In like a 5-minute period, he went from a lap down to leading, or not leading, but to getting a stage point, and then rallied to a 16th place finish at the end. So I feel like that team showed some bounce back from adversity. Lots of teams in the playoffs, though, really shot themselves in the foot in this race.
And Kyle Larson's win, oh gosh, now I forget, but that was they either have 1 or 2 more wins to go to, is it 300 Hendrick wins?
Hendrick's 1 away. They're at 299 now.
299? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Hendrick
it's a fun fact
department.
Travis told me. I'll use on the show.
Now you know.
Yeah, and the engine department actually got their 500th win in this race
That's
as well.
right.
So it's a lot of milestones there for HMS.
So as we go to Kansas, I think it plays to the favor of the Fords a little bit. Ryan Blaney, you know, we know how good he's done on the mile and a halves. Maybe even Kevin Harvick, you know, based off of what we saw at Darlington, if we can take anything from Darlington to Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Harvick's really had a shot to win the last couple races, and just things haven't panned out for him. Weird things keep happening. The pit road issue heading onto pit road with the spin by Ryan Newman was definitely detrimental to his hopes to win. But I'm with you. I think the Fords, I'm liking what I'm seeing. They have really been coming on strong. Several weeks back, before the hot streak started, I was on a podcast and said, you know what, the Fords have kind of started running a little better. Maybe they found something. I was told, nah, it's not going to be the case. Well, now here we are. Buescher's got 3 wins. Fords are really racking off finish after finish after finish. So I feel pretty confident about them as well.
Any predictions for this round of the playoffs, or is it still too soon to say?
I mean, in this format, anybody can win at any point and change the whole narrative. So that's the
and we've kind of seen that.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part about it for all of us. They're trying to, you know, make predictions on it. But I think we've seen kind of the usual. It's the round of 16, so only 4 people are going to go out after this round. So as long as you're decently consistent, you're one of those guys that have been really good all year long, like a William Byron, like you know, Kyle Larson's obviously advanced in. But the Christopher Bells of the world, Denny Hamlin's, as long as they can at least score some stage points, they're pretty much going to be pretty safe going into the round of 12.
And I'll tell you another thing that we forget about Kansas, but Bubba Wallace won there last year in that 45 car, and we know how good Tyler Reddick, both cars were at Darlington, and I would not be shocked at all to see one of those drivers punch their ticket, but I really feel like Bubba Wallace needs to, because he did better at Darlington than everybody thought that he would, including himself. But they're gonna need a win, I think, to move on. To move forward from the Toyotas, Denny Hamlin signs his contract. Are we surprised, or did you think they were going to be able to get it together?
No, I figured it was going to happen. I mean, the talk of the town was that Ford was sweet talking and trying to, you know, move them over and get 2311 over in their camp as well. Which, sure, it sounded great and sounded, you know, like it is, but that's a huge undertaking for a team to do. And if you don't have to do it, and they've got a good thing going right now, both 2311 cars are in the playoffs right now. Denny Hamlin has become a future Hall of Famer despite not having a championship on the mantle. So I think you don't really want to change things if you don't have to. And I think a lot of that was more posturing to make other deals the way that everybody wanted it that was involved.
And I think, too, for the first time in a while, at least contractually, Joe Gibbs Racing has kind of got their house in order, because really from Kyle Busch leaving until now, it's been kind of up in the air between him, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex.
Yeah, well, and that's got to be one of those things where it had to be really just one of those things where it was a pressure-packed situation for Joe Gibbs Racing, because you did lose Kyle Busch last year after saying all year long, no, we want him back and he wants to be back, and it never happened. And Denny was kind of saying the same thing. Joe was saying the same thing this time around. We want him back. He wants to be back. And the longer it went, you're like, well, is the deal going to get done? Is he going to be back? So the fact they've got that squared away, and Truex has announced that he will return, I'm sure they're breathing a sigh of relief over there at Joe Gibbs Racing.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. That's Toby Christie. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jess's favorite type of race car driver, Tom Gossar, coming off his Boars Compact Touring Series win at Winchester.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, shoe Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts. Or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th. 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
I'm Bert Myers, driver of the CitraSafe Modified, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Raceface Digital. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard, and you know they were pounding a lot of pavement this past weekend at Winchester.
Sure were.
And one of the drivers that pounded the most pavement there was Tom Gossar Jr. from Jess's favorite division, the Vors Compact Touring Series. And Tom, I tell you what, no matter how your year's going, up or down, in or out, seems like you go to these big high banked racetracks and you guys are right back into form. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Winchester's a place that usually seems to be pretty good to us.
Well, that's a great thing to be able to say, because I feel like that's a racetrack that's normally not great to a lot of drivers. I mean, you just see total carnage there. And Alan is so right. The Vors Compact Touring Series is my favorite series in all short track racing, and specifically at Winchester, that was like my first. I had gotten to racing at Columbus Motor Speedway, and that was my first like race outside of Columbus Motor Speedway I ever witnessed.
Which probably looked like Talladega.
It did. It was Vors Compact Touring Series at Winchester, and it was so much fun. I remember watching from the infield and being like, "This is so cool. I cannot believe these cars are on this banked racetrack." Take us, like, what is it like from the driver's seat running around a racetrack as unique and just crazy as Winchester?
Yeah, it's definitely different than most other racetracks. The banking's a lot more, and it's a little bit rougher down in turn 3, and it's kind of bouncy, and it takes some commitment to get in there as hard as you need to.
How would you assess where you and your team are right now? I remember a couple of years ago, it seemed like everything was trending towards the hatchbacks, and they were pretty dominant. Now it seems like it's back to some of the more traditional style cars. Was there anything with the rules that changed, or is it just the evolution of racing?
I don't think anything changed. I think people just kind of went their own way on what kind of car. And obviously when we first brought that car out, it was really fast, and a lot of people, tried to get that kind of car to keep up with us. But I think a lot of them have just caught up on other cars, and we were just a little bit ahead of them, and now it's kind of evening back out.
Tom, I can't remember. Are you guys out of Ohio or Indiana?
We're out of Indiana. Anderson is where we're from.
That's right. So I'm from Ohio, and to me, Winchester 400 weekend for the folks around, Indiana, Ohio, that area. I mean, that is such a huge event. Everyone goes, brings the camper, stays for the whole week, and I really feel like this Labor Day event is kind of a mini Winchester 400, but it's definitely that area's snowball derby. It's this huge event. Everyone's there. If you could describe it in one word to someone who's never attended either of those events at Winchester, what would you use?
Yeah, the Stock Car Festival on Labor Day is kind of like a warm up to the 400. It's not quite as many people and not quite as many cars, but 400 weekend, I've never been a snowball derby, but I assume it's, as close as we're going to get to it around here. It's just a lot of craziness going on in the campground after the races and all week long. And the racing's great, and it's just a fantastic place to be.
What's the rest of the season looking like for you guys? How many more Vors races are left this year?
We've only got 3 left, 2 points races. We run Anderson in 2 weeks, and then we're back at Winchester for the 400 weekend, and then we're in Nashville for the All-American 400 weekend.
Well, it sounds like a blast to end the season with those 3 racetracks for sure. Tom, glad we were able to get you on. It seems like we're able to get you on at least once a year, and to get that win at Winchester just adds to your catalog here in the Voice Compact Touring Series. Congratulations again.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that's Tom Gossar. When we come out, we'll talk to our Northwest Super Late Model Series winner at Hermiston out in Oregon, Shelby Thompson. He'll be with us after this.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Race Face Digital. Alan Dietz here with you, being joined by this week's lucky dog, the winner of the Northwest Super Late Model Series action at Hermiston Raceway in Oregon. It's Shelby Thompson. And Shelby, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Well, so we looked at the highlights just a little bit earlier, and, you know, I was watching, and I was like, okay, so where's Shelby? Where's the 54? Where's the 50? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you come and grab the lead away from Hayden Plybon and cruise on from there. Was that all part of the strategy?
Yeah. That's a pretty wore out, rough racetrack. And they have those competition cautions. So in my mind, there's no reason to even start going until after that competition caution. So yeah, I just tried to sit back, save my stuff, and give it to him at the end.
Pardon my ignorance if this is a stupid question, but and Zach probably knows back there. Are you related to Steve Thompson, who was also in the race?
No.
Total coincidence. So. Well, I guess it's a common last
name.
So
if you would have wrecked him, you wouldn't have felt bad.
No, I don't like to wreck anybody, so maybe I would have felt bad. But
okay, so
no, there's three. I think there was 3 Thompsons in the race.
Okay, so that wasn't a stupid question.
Well, were you related to the other Thompson?
No.
So when you hopped on, you told us you're at work. What do you do when you're not racing?
Body work, paint work, and body work. Yeah.
That's a good trade to have in racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help. Or it doesn't hurt. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps. It definitely helps.
So
you just try not to tear up race cars, so you don't got to do any of that.
Yeah. Yeah. That takes the fun out of it for sure.
Yes.
So, as I understand it, you stepped away from racing for a little bit. You come back this year. You win the Montana 200, which is one of the probably 3 or 4 biggest races out in the Pacific Northwest. You come back and you win this race. Tell me how all of this kind of played out to lead you back into the sport.
Well, I have a son, and I got him into go-karts, so that's been keeping us pretty busy, and I've been really enjoying that. And just race cars take a lot of time, and so does that go-kart stuff. So I just kind of step aside and get him racing, and I'm enjoying that. And I was mowing my lawn, and Todd called me up and was like, "Hey, you want to come run the 200?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And his kid hurt his foot, so he couldn't run it. And he's like, "Dude, if you want to come up here and run it, you can." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Well, we got 4 hours to be up here." I'm like, "Okay." So I just headed on up there and got there right in time. And so that's how it really started. And then after that, Travis Sharp, I've known him for a while, and he asked me if I want to come run his car up in Montana. They had a local race up there. So I went up there and we won that one. And so then it kind of just snowballed from there. Travis like, "Hey, you want to run Hermiston?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm down. If you want to go race, I'm in." So
yeah,
Todd Havens kind of got the ball rolling,
And well, any owner out there that's watching, it sounds like all you need to do if you want to win is as Shelby if he wants to drive, and then it just works right out.
Yeah, just give him a few minutes, a few hours to get there.
I don't know. Everything worked out good, and they were all, I've been in good cars, so that helps. Have good people helping me. It takes a whole team, so it's not just one person. And I've just been fortunate to get in good cars.
Well, Shelby, it's been great to see. It's been I don't know. It's been a added element now to some of these Northwest races in that people have kind of know some of the usual contenders and stuff, and you've stepped in there and added a little extra flavor to it, and it's been fun to watch. Congratulations on the win at Hermiston. Any idea on what the future plans might be, or does somebody just need to give you a call in a couple of days and see how it works out?
Yeah, Trav, he wants to run some more races. He's been talking about running Wenatchee in a couple of weeks and possibly the Fall Classic. So as of right now, that's really all I know. Yeah, I'm down to run anything really. That car's good. I think we could be competitive wherever we went in it. So yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for the call, really.
Well, I think the driver's pretty good too. So good luck on whenever you do get back behind the wheel, and good luck too. Is your son still doing the go-kart stuff?
Oh yeah, he's doing good, and we're gonna start the dirt stuff this winter here pretty soon. So yeah, he loves it. I love it. It's fun watching him. So
yeah. Well, keep
as much as we can.
Yeah, well, keep having fun, man, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Shelby Thompson, winner out at Hermiston. We come back to tell you what you can watch this weekend here on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered. Manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Welcome back to the Bullring, and Jess.
Yeah.
I'm Alan. Yep. Just in case you didn't know.
I didn't know what we were doing there.
I didn't either, but we figured it out, and we managed.
And here we are.
And here we are. So around the corner this weekend, lots of great racing action once again, and we think about the season starting to wind down now in certain parts of the country, but still lots of racing.
Yes. Yeah, it's I don't know, I get really sad this time of year. Everything's coming, like, it's all these big exciting races, but then it's like, oh, it's going to be over. And then another season's gone by, and I'm getting older, and I'm going to be 30 soon.
Ugh, poor you.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways, go on.
All right, so on that note, let's check it out. Saturday, this is a pretty big deal. Birch Run Speedway up in Michigan. Not only are you going to have the JIG CRA All-Stars, but also the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models. That's a pretty good combo right there.
Reveal the Hammer! That's how it sounds in my head every time.
I know. Well, it's like Arca to me. It used to sound like Arca, you know? All right.
What?
But not anymore.
Okay.
Citrus County Speedway down in Florida. They've got 9 divisions of action. Then Five Flag Speedway, as we mentioned earlier, we talked to Tim Bryant. They've got the Night of Champions.
One.
Because the next one will be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, one's not enough.
Nope. Oxford Plains Speedway will have the Oxford Championship Series on Saturday. Then on Sunday, past Super Late Models and past Modifieds will be at Oxford Plains. And we wind the day down again at Slinger Speedway with the Pro Late Models.
I love that those last few are just always constant.
Yep.
They're there for us no matter what.
Yep. And it'll make you feel good until it's not there anymore.
Then you'll feel empty.
Then you'll feel empty and
you'll wonder
sad
why
like
you're
Jess.
here.
Yep.
What's the meaning?
Well,
an existential crisis.
Getting a little too heady here.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will wrap up the Bullring after this.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
The American Canadian Tour returns to North Woodstock, New Hampshire for the Fall Foliage 200 at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Saturday, September 16th. 200 laps and $5,000 to win for the ACT feature. Plus, Pro All-Star Series Super Late Models, Modifieds, Flying Tigers, and the New England Super Modified Series. That's Saturday, September 16th, and you can see it all live only on Racing America.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Well, the white flag is out here on another Bullring, and we want to thank all of our guests today, including Tim Bryant, as well as Donnie Wilson, Shelby Thompson, also Tom Gossar, and Toby Christie. As we mentioned, Jess, a lot of great racing coming up here on Racing America this weekend. Tomorrow, Cars Tour Weekly comes back.
Yep.
Yourself.
We missed you.
Yes, and we missed you too. Yourself, JD Boucher, come back and get us ready for this weekend's action at New River.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared for a commercial. Catch me and JD on this week's episode of Cars Tour Weekly coming tomorrow.
Well, you did a great job, and we're going to have to make sure and isolate that and turn it into a commercial.
Great.
Yes. So for all of us here with Racing America, I'm Alan Dietz, and for Jeff Ballard saying so long. We'll see you next week here on the Bullring.